Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Hidden Expedition Everest. Now I'm MCFPapa, and this is part 6. And we're gonna investigate the Pythagorean Society in this part. And apparently, the Pythagorean Society is just this random, chalkboard in a desert house somewhere in the middle of the ocean. But there clearly aren't in the middle of the ocean. I don't know. Anyway, there's the super secret item in this location. Only 8 more. And we even get this background music. This is my favorite one. I just like how pretty it sounds. Oh, they even reference the Pythagorean formula in their super secret society. That's pretty funny. I saw that key before and was about to make a Ravenhurst reference to it, but then I realized, oh, you actually need to collect it. Huh. And I like that they actually animated the 5 gems flowing into the hint meter to charge it up or something. Oh, that's just a pizza, but there's no pizza cutter by it. Huh. What mouse has green eyes? Never seen that. Apparently the ancient Greeks were so good they were able to carve the entire continent of Africa, including Madagascar, accurately on their pillars. Now the gladiator carving I can understand, but not the Africa carving. I wonder when it was that, humans actually successfully sailed around the entire continent of Africa. Okay, I guess because half the sun was obscured, that's what makes it a sunrise instead of just finding the sun. Not sure. And man, they are really clever with some of their hiding spots in this game. And I'm not sure, but I think there is actually some variety in, like, these end of level things where you find 20 objects. I think there are a few possible objects to find. A clue to the mysterious woman. She may know where the explorer has gone. Maybe. The name Munster reflects the cheese origins, German monasteries. Okay. Now, why do we go to Munster 3 times instead of going to the Black Sea a second time? I don't know. I mean, it's a decent enough thing. Like, that gargoyle looks like something Batman would perch on. But not good enough to warrant 3 times over other locations. Though I do like how there's the animation of the fog going there in the background, and then there's also the animation of bugs flying around the light. And there, I found the US map. It's very important. As you've seen though throughout the game, you get so much time to get the stuff. You aren't in really any danger of losing unless maybe you're having a horrible time. Like, if I played this and when I was like 7 or 8, then yeah, maybe I would have actually run out of time. But as an adult, no, I don't really see that ever happening. Why did they scribble the square root of 2 on this desk? I don't know. I don't really get that. Maybe it was an ancient student who's was cheating on an exam or something. And that must be a very strong spider web to be able to withhold hold up a whole heavy metal coin. That's a really old-timey looking car. And because it's the end of the act, we get another character scene. I'd say this one is probably the nicest looking of the character scenes in this game. Especially with the ornate, mural in the background. That was used for Dante the Tattooed Man's scene. Oh wow.
In between operas, Lucy Lung likes to knit baby blankets in the shape of Himalayan mountains. She is an expert on geography and might have some good advice.
That last moon was yet another really hidden item. Off to China, at least the weather is clearing.
New footage has been unlocked in my photo album.
Ooh. Well, I'll look at the footage soon enough. Now we're on to Zone 3, Asia. The amazing tree roots in Angkor Wat are simultaneously preserving and destroying the buildings. Okay. Now get a load of this temple scenery. Now that's just great. Although I don't think this location has any animation to it. At least I'm not seeing any right now, which is weird because every other location at least had some form of animation to it, even if it was just a butterfly flying across the screen periodically. No, that's a beaver, not a chipmunk. Kinda morbid that apparently there's a guy who's died here, and maybe he was a jazz musician, judging from the saxophone near him, and he's just been forgotten and no one's ever found his body to bury it or find out who it is or anything. That's a tragedy. Okay. There's the moth. The name Sherpa is not a profession, but refers to an entire culture of people Yeah, that's really interesting that, like, their whole, like, culture of people, but they're most famous for just being guides up Mount Everest and other surrounding mountains. And the super secret item here is a raven, referencing Ravenhurst. So that's a pretty cool item to find. 7 to go. And now, something weird about Asia is this one has 8 levels in its act, whereas the other one previous acts only had 6. So you can tell we're getting up there in complexity. I'm not sure what a power line or telephone pole or whatever it is doing way out here in the Japanese jungle. And it's funny that there's a Japanese location, but Japan gets like totally cut off of the map there. The Angkor Wat Temple is surrounded by a moat that is 560 feet wide and almost 4 miles long. That's an interesting fact. Now this is a very cool juxtaposition in this scene with having like a super modern city skyline in the background, but then having traditional like Chinese lanterns and a more traditional like ancient Chinese boat on the harbor. And there's apparently just a giant whale in the sky for some reason. And of course a giant bunny in the sky too, and there was a giant Buddha in the sky. Very interesting. I wonder if this is actually like depicting a cityscape in the Hong Kong area, or if they just put a bunch of skyscrapers arbitrarily and said, oh yeah, it's Hong Kong. Oh, the shark teeth apparently were eating a gem there. A sea turtle stitched into the sails. And it's weird how the main game doesn't have a proper like timer to it, but this mini game does. Okay. I don't know why the first attempt at going around there, the game wouldn't let me go all the way down to there, but oh well. It is interesting that the pieces will just auto-lock if you rotate them into their proper position, but otherwise you gotta actually click them in yourself. The tablet shows an old statue. It points this way. You really need to like rebuild a whole like fresco of Ganesh to point that out. Okay. But anyway, like and subscribe if you want, and I'll see you next time when we continue on our Asian adventure.